Amanda, would you please take the roll?
Sure can. Chairman Williams,
Here.
Rep. Bellman,
Designation.
Rep. Benham, Rep. Serrato,
Designation.
Rep. Giral,
Designation.
Rep. Green,
Designation.
Rep. Harris,
Designation.
Rep. Khan,
Designation.
Rep. Kincaid, Rep. Mays,
Designation.
Rep. Otten,
Designation.
Rep. Prokopiak,
Designation.
Rep. Rivera,
Here.
Rep. Venkat,
Designation.
Chairman Heffley,
Present.
Rep. Anderson,
Here.
Rep. Baseline,
BBD.
Rep. Flick,
Here.
Rep. Flood,
BBD.
Rep. Hogan,
BBD.
Rep. Labs,
BBD.
Rep. McKenzie,
BBD.
Rep. Pugh, Rep. Reichard, Rep. Schlegel, and Rep. Weekneck.
BBD.
Amanda, thank you. We do have a quorum. Agenda item number 1 is House Bill 564. I call up House Bill 564. The printer number is 568, sponsored by Representative Tara Propst. Ashley, would you please provide a summary of the bill?
House Bill 564 amends Title 35, Health and Safety of the Pennsylvania Consolidated Statutes to impose duties on the Department of Human Services relating to the promotion of the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Thank you, Ashley. Representative Probst is here. Would you like to make remarks regarding your bill?
Yes, thank you. I have to put my readers on now. Seems to be happening a lot lately. Well, first of all, Chairman, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to present House Bill 564. This bill provides for a statewide public awareness campaign to promote the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, a simple 3-digit number that connects people in crisis with trained counselors 24/7. But while the services exist, awareness does not. Too many Pennsylvanians, especially in rural and underserved communities, still don't know that help is just a call or text away. Mental health challenges don't discriminate. They affect our children, veterans, first responders, and families in every corner of this Commonwealth. We owe it to them to make sure this lifeline isn't just available, it's visible. I also want to take a moment to honor the work of Faye and Gareth Hall, who lost their son Christian Hall during a mental health crisis. Since that devastating day, they have turned their pain into purpose, advocating tirelessly to raise awareness and prevent other families from experiencing the same loss. Their courage and commitment are part of the reason we're here today. House Bill 564 is more than a public awareness campaign. It's a call to action, and it's about making sure that every Pennsylvanian knows where to turn when they or someone they love are in crisis. I respectfully ask for your support of this important legislation. Thank you.
Representative Probst, thank you. For Amendment A 00787, Ashley, would you please explain the amendment?
A00787 replaces the 180-day implementation deadline with a requirement that the Department of Human Services implement the campaign subject to available funding.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Hearing none, the amendment passes. Will the committee agree to the amendment? Thank you. It's seconded by Chair Heffley. Are there any negative votes on the amendment? Seeing and hearing none, the amendment passes. Is there any discussion on the bill as amended? Representative Khan.
Thanks, Chair Williams, and thank you, Representative Probst, for introducing this bill and letting me work on it as a co-prime with you. As a nurse practitioner, I know the rates of suicide just continue to increase, and I think the pandemic has been a factor, and in the aftermath, a lot of people are still struggling, and making sure that this incredibly valuable resource is available, people are aware of it, is huge. So I want to thank you for putting this together, for letting me work on it with you, and I urge my fellow members to vote for this. Thank you.
Chair Heffley.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, suicide prevention is very important. Obviously, we see that it's almost becoming an epidemic to a degree. So it's important we get the message out, and definitely I'll be voting in support of this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Representative Khan. If there's no further discussion, we'll proceed to a vote. Are there any negative votes? Seeing and hearing no negative votes, House Bill 564 is reported as amended from the Human Services Committee. Thank you, Representative Probst. The second item is House Bill 415, printer number 391, sponsored by Representative Tomlinson. Ashley, would you please provide a summary of the bill?
House Bill 415 amends the Act of June 28, 1995, known as the Conservation and Natural Resources Act in Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, providing for suicide prevention.
Ashley, thank you. Representative Tomlinson is unable to be with us today, but Representative Marcel, the former sponsor of this legislation, is here to offer remarks. The microphone is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you so much to the chairs and for all the committee members for having me here today. I wanted to to thank Representative Tomlinson. She wasn't able to be here, but I also wanted to thank Representative Khan, who is a co-prime of this as well. And before I talk about the bill, because I'm talking about a state park in my district where we just lost a ranger, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge his loss. Within the last week and a half, he died when his kayak capsized in the Neshaminy Creek in Tyler State Park. He was a resource ranger with DCNR, and I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge him and to please ask everyone to keep him and his family in your prayers. He leaves behind a wife and two very young sons. So I just wanted to mention that since I'm talking about that park today, which is in my district. So this bill stems basically from suicides and attempted suicides that have been happening in parks and state parks in particular. The reason why Representative Tomlinson worked on this bill is because her constituent unfortunately did take her life at Tyler State Park in my district. It was 21-year-old Lindsay Picone who ended her life in 2016, unfortunately. She was actually a victim of sextortion, which is why that issue is such a big, important thing that Representative Tomlinson has worked on and been able to pass legislation on. And so since that tragic incident, actually in Bucks County, for Bucks County Parks, they have instituted a policy of displaying signs with the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline phone number, just to try to see if someone is at a park, unfortunately, for that reason, that they might consider calling the hotline instead of taking that further action. Obviously, it's an easy to remember hotline, as Representative Probst was just talking about. If anyone needs support, if they need to talk to a crisis worker, that's an option, and that maybe if they see the sign in the park, that could be something done. I'm pleased that Bucks County has already taken that step, and now we're trying to see if we can have that step taken in our state parks and forests as well. Essentially, the bill would just require DCNR to post information about the crisis line and suicide awareness in state parks and forests throughout the Commonwealth. And our thought is that if there's a small chance that this action and someone seeing the sign could possibly help someone to not end their life, that it's a step worth taking. And so that's where the bill came from, and I appreciate everyone for considering it and for allowing Representative Tomlinson, Khan, and I to work on this bill today and for you to consider it. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Representative. Chairman Heffley offers Amendment A00772. Ashley, would you please explain the amendment?
The amendment revises the bill to amend the Administrative Code of 1929 in place of the Conservation and Natural Resources Act of 1995.
Thank you. This is an agreed-to amendment. Is there any discussion on the amendment? Will the committee agree to the amendment? Are there any negative votes? Hearing none and seeing none, the amendment passes. Is there any discussion on the bill as amended? Chair Heffley.
Thank you, Chair, and I want to thank Representative Tomlinson, Marcel, and Khan for working together to create this piece of legislation. It's critical that we promote suicide awareness and resources, and I'll be voting in support of this and would ask for an affirmative vote. Thank you.
If there is no further discussion, we'll proceed with the vote. Are there any negative votes on the bill? Seeing and hearing no negative votes, House Bill 415 is reported as amended from the Human Services Committee. Thank you, Representative Marcel. There being no further business before the committee, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you, everybody.